Which instruments shaped Latin music's historical sound? Imagine a world where drums echo through ancient jungles, strings whisper stories of distant lands, and percussion drives the heartbeat of entire cultures. That's the roots of Latin music, a vibrant mix of sounds from different parts of the world. To truly understand how Latin music developed, we need to look at the instruments that created its unique voice over centuries. Long before European contact, indigenous peoples in Latin America used drums, flutes, and rattles in their rituals and dances. These instruments weren't just musical tools, they were part of ceremonies that connected communities and celebrated life. The drums, often made from hollowed-out logs or animal skins, provided the rhythmic foundation that still influences Latin music today. Flutes carved from bone or wood added melodic layers that carried stories and spiritual messages. Rattles, made from gourds or shells, kept the rhythm lively and energetic. When African slaves arrived in the Americas, they brought with them a rich tradition of percussion. They introduced instruments like conga drums, which are large barrel-shaped drums played with the hands, and bongos, smaller drums often played together. Maracas, filled with seeds or beads, became a staple for adding syncopated accents. These percussion instruments became essential in genres like salsa, rumba, and Afro-Cuban music. Their lively rhythms and percussive energy are what make Latin music so danceable and infectious. European colonizers also left their mark, especially with stringed instruments. The guitar, a key instrument in Latin music, originated from Spain and Portugal. It became central to styles like mariachi, cumbias, and flamenco. The lute and violin were also introduced, adding harmonic and melodic depth. These European instruments blended with indigenous and African sounds to create new musical styles that are still popular today. Over time, these influences fused into distinct genres. Salsa, for example, draws heavily on African percussion like congas and bongos, combined with the clave rhythm, a pattern that originated in African music. Cumbias, which started in Colombia, mixes African percussion with indigenous flutes called gaitas and European guitars. This blending of instruments and rhythms created the rich, layered sound that defines Latin music. Understanding these instruments helps us appreciate the cultural heritage behind Latin music. Even in modern times, artists incorporate traditional instruments into their songs to keep the history alive. Reggae, while often associated with Jamaica, shares a common emphasis on rhythm and percussion, reflecting broader Caribbean musical traditions. By knowing which instruments shaped Latin music's sound, we see how history, culture, and creativity come together. These instruments are more than just tools, they are the voices of generations, telling stories of identity, resilience, and celebration. Whether it's the pounding conga, the melodic flute, or the strumming guitar, each one plays a part in the ongoing story of Latin music's vibrant past and promising future.